Hey, Ty.
I'm wrong. I won't do
Hey!
This guy came on, very first year kid, and right off the bat, you could see the fire in his eye. He took right after it, as soon as he got, I think it was first or second week, we were right out at tournaments and ready to go. Can't wait to see what the future holds for this young man, Nikolai Bash. Tell you what, I'm really proud of this young man. He started off real tough. Had a lot of adversity at the beginning, but he worked through it. Put in a lot of time. I mean, he was a lot of times he was wrestling 2 tournaments every weekend. Wrestling the open division, wrestling in the novice division. Was the first one to go outside of the state and wrestle in a tournament outside of Ohio. Went up and showed those boys in New York, hey, we didn't mess around, took first place at a tournament in New York. Jaden Deinhardt. Here's another one. I'm gonna tell you what. All these young kindergartners and first graders. I mean, very, very impressive. He kind of worked with us a little bit last year. Really came on strong this year. They had, obviously I talk with a lot of coaches, and I kind of follow, what everybody's predicting everybody to do, and a lot of people outside of Central Ohio were talking about this young man and what his possibilities are going to be up in Youngstown. But 6 years old, we got somebody that we can't wait to have back next year as well, Andrew Avery. Here's another real special one for us. This guy, this was his second year with us. He's a 2-time OAC qualifier. He was our very first OAC state placer, and it's fun. Moved up a division this year and had a little bit of trouble, but you really saw him start to kind of turn things on at the end of the year. We keep that up. We can't wait to see what will happen next year, Mr. Callum Baker. Man, how do you know all the names? Guess. This guy, he's fun. Fun to watch and just hang around. To be honest, at the beginning of the year, it was pretty. We found out that we had a state runner-up coming into the room to work out with us. It's going to be on our team, and okay, so at 5 and 6 years old, he was a state runner-up, and I still had to. He's moving up to Division II. I still kind of wanted to lay off and just see what actually he would do, but every time he went out there and did the job. I mean, simply amazing, the motor that this kid has. We just call him the Tank, Chase Thompson. This guy got a nice head start this summer. He started coming out, working in open mats with us. You know, those are the things that you know, we need to do in the summertime, you know, to get ourselves prepared for what we want to do in the winter. Always at every practice, working hard for us. Can't wait to see you know, what the possibilities for this young man are coming down the line. But where's he hiding at? Kenny Polnut. Kenny Polnut. Kenny P. Hey, Jace. We've got other ones over here. Okay, we'll fix that. Here's another one. Here's another one. I tell you what, this guy, again, you know, a lot of times it's really hard at the end of the season to keep coming back in the room. You know, I don't have any tournaments. You know, why do I go back in? Why do I try to make myself better? But I tell you, you know, you really start to see flashes. You know, we've got, again, another first-year kid, but he's in there every day, working hard, and he's going out. Last weekend, went out to a tournament up north just to get some mat time. It sounds like he's got a little bit of a schedule ahead of him this summer. So, Alex Vogel saying, "Come on up." Probably the best bridge in the room, by the way.
That's different.
This young man, super proud. He's a fourth-year guy with me, and I tell you what, this guy, he really started putting it together this year. I really could see, you know, after we get away from the, hey, I want to throw a head and arm every time, we actually started seeing good shots and some really good wrestling from this guy as we started heading down the stretch. So I'm really proud of him and what he's been doing. Brendan Nash. This young man, it's fun, just super fun to watch. Has so much talent, and once we start keeping our head about us and using that to our advantage, which you know, he was able to come back towards the end of the year. Get out to Ohio Way and get a nice alternate qualification out there, even after, you know, hey, everything didn't go his way. Got back out there. I'm so proud, so happy to have this young man with us, Jaden Dansby. Get up here. What a little jokester. A little fun jokester, but you know, for a first-year kid to have the opportunity to go up to Youngstown, you know, we had actually quite a few, but you know, for all of them, you know, those kids that had their opportunity to go up to Youngstown, and you guys are cracking me up. Super proud of this kid. You know, just all the work that he does. I definitely see a great future with him. We might even have a little brother back there that we might be bringing along too. Gunnar Hickman. Here's a young guy that, well, he's been around. He's been with us for 2 years now. And I tell you what, this guy goes out there and just does whatever we ask, right? Doesn't always get, his weight class, but he goes out there, does what's necessary for the team to help the team out. Such an asset when he goes out there. Where are you? Got a couple of those guys, but oh, is he hiding from me down there? There he is.
You don't want everybody to see that.
This is my little pal right here. Yeah. Oh, all right. Mr. K. McDonald, get up here, buddy. Proud of you. Way to work through everything, all right? Good job. Here's a guy, he kind of got a late start with us, but another one of those kids that's, still coming to the room, still trying to get better. And, I really see some good things, I think, coming out of him next year. So,
Drop it.
Mr. Calvin Untied. I try to figure out not to say the same things over and over. Yeah, this guy, here's one that's, he's been with us for, it's his second year with us, and really got to think, guys, we go after those accomplishments, right? We set these goals at the beginning of the year, what we want to do, where we want to be at the end. Sometimes we might not make it all the way to where we want to go, but then you look back and see, man, actually I was an OAC state qualifier, I was an Ohio Way qualifier, I got on the podium at Ohio Way, and I improved upon where I ended up last year, right? There's nothing to be upset about with that at all, all right? It's all a learning experience. Hunter Caton. Hey, shake my hand. This guy, you want to talk about a true leader in our room. Again, here's another one of those guys that may not have got to the goals that he wanted, but again, it's about consistently making ourselves better and preparing, and making ourselves getting better each and every day. And I don't think to be perfectly honest, I don't think there's anyone out there that puts in as much work as this young man does. We have quite a few of these 9-year-olds that are younger in their division this year, and when we come back next year, they'll be the older kids in their division. So I'm really stoked at what the possibilities might be, but yeah, he's one of our big leaders of the room, Donovan Felix. Here's one of these guys, another one of our first year kids, and I tell you, he may not, to be perfectly honest, he may not have always liked everything that I've had to tell him. And everything that we learn throughout the year, it's all about trying to make ourselves get better, and these guys will tell you that, every once in a while I have to have like a a come to Jesus moment. We've had that, I talked with this young man, but if you look at it, and you look at where we started at the beginning and where he is now, I'm so proud of the work that he's done and where he is right now as opposed to where he was at the beginning of the year. It's about continuing to pick yourself up off the mat and going back out there. As I look around here trying to find right in front of me, this big guy right here, he's all excited. Even better is when right. Even better is, after all of that and all that hard work that we do and all that time, to see his face when he jumps up off the mat after a big pin. That's what it's all about. Mr. Leo Glover. Here's another one of these 9 and 10-year-olds. Again, going up to Ohio this year, getting one step better than he did last year. Again, I can't tell you how excited I am to see what these guys are going to do next year when they're the older kids in their division. Hard worker, still been coming out here recently. Looks like he took a little bit of a vacation, but it's good for you. Mr. Jabril Smith. Right. This guy, he's been with me 4 years, actually a lot longer. But within this program, we've been working at this for a good 4 years. And again, it hasn't always been sunshines and daisies. But I think we really started to see some real development at the end of this year. And the fun thing about this, or not so fun really, is a lot of times with where his birthday falls, he's like at minimal a year behind everybody. So to see where he's coming from and what he's been doing and the progress they made this year, not just because he's my son, but for the hard work that he puts in, Eli Justice. What's this one?
Huh? Anytime you're ready for that.
Oh, I just didn't know what it was. Either way. Huh? Well, there's that one, and there should be another one with it too. Here's another, again, another 4-year kid. Check. Another young man that's been with us for 4 years. Again, he's always been in one of those situations as well where, he's going out there sometimes not necessarily wrestling his weight class, but doing what he can to help the team. He's been a leader with his team for 4 years now. Amazing kid. We can't say enough about you, Mr. Dale Felix. Come on up. Yeah. This guy actually, he started coming over working out with us about 2.5 years ago. Yeah, that's fine. Coming out, started working out with us about 2.5 years ago. You want to talk about wrestling through a little adversity, coming from another school and choosing to come work out with us. Knew it right away. But another one of these true leaders in the room. Real proud of the progress that he made this year. Between him and Eli, it's sometimes it's definitely a little bit disappointing to not get an opportunity to complete things. But it's something that we're going to work on. This year we're going to work on our training regimen a little bit so that we can prevent those things. But super proud of the work that you do, Mr. Andrew Scott. I blame this guy. Do you have that? Okay. All right, I'm confused with what I'm doing here, but yeah, all right, apparently. Tell me what to do. All right, here's another one of these guys that, he kind of came in there towards, later in the season, but picked it up right away, right off the bat. Came out, I think it was the first 2 tournaments that he wrestled in. He went undefeated in the first couple tournaments. And it's, I watch this a little bit as I see, sometimes it's a little bit difficult when we have a little brother that's getting a lot of accolades. When we have to wrestle up a division higher, wrestle some stiffer competition, right? Just remember, you're coming along and you're definitely making the progress, and I see it every week. Mr. Eric Humphrey. Here's another one of those guys that he's working out with us over the entire season, or off season. He's coming in practically every Sunday, trying to get some extra mat time with me. Definitely paid off, because I know one of his big goals this season was to get one of those big pens, and when we're finally able to pick that up, it's just those little accomplishments, even when I know it's something that they're working for, that I'm able to see them attain. Super proud of this young man. Can't wait to have him back with us next year and see where he gets in a 3rd year with us. William Fortune. You hiding back there? Good job, Mr. Proud of you. This young man, I'm gonna tell you right now, he came onto the scene, kind of took things by storm. Then kind of got a little bit in our head, and wasn't so sure about ourselves, but that comes. We all have those thoughts. You wouldn't be human if you didn't. But I'll tell you one thing, I'm super proud to have him back next year, because I got a guy up at in my upper weight positions that has some experience. We're going to do some damage up there. Xander Jackson. Oh, and did I forget? He's also a first-year kid that's an OAC state qualifier. Again, something to be very, very proud of. It's definitely something to be proud of. All right. These guys been, Coach Jimmy's been hiding this one back from me. And I think everybody's, I'm sure, well aware of what the tornado has done with us this year. Again, so a first-year kid, he started late, but really just kind of came on the scene at just the right time. You're talking about he's a district champ. He's a Ohio state champ, our first state champ ever. He's a national placer. Just recently placed 5th this weekend. Had New Way Nationals. And if you don't realize it, he's still also in his young year. He'll be wrestling D1 again next year. To place 5th in the nation in his young year. It's pretty impressive. Timmy Humphries. All right, wait, we got one more actually. This young man, he's actually been with me now for 3 years. And when coaches ask me, hey, you know, where's your depth at? Where are all of your guys at? I'm gonna tell you, right in the smack middle of our line. Check. So when we're talking about our 65, 70, 75, 80 pounders this year, all of those kids are banging it out day in and day out. This young man, he's right there in the mix of it. One of the hardest working guys in the room, I'll tell you right now. Mr. Sean Leach. Just checking. All right. This next group of guys, when I have you come up here, I'd like to have you guys hang out up here. I'd like to get a picture with you guys and the coaches here. Because, you know, like I said before, you know, we're trying to develop a program where we've got kids that are coming back every year, year in and year out, developing their techniques so that we have something that we can send on to our middle school and high school programs. And you know, we've been able to send like maybe 1 or 2 over the previous years, and you know, a lot of times those kids have like 1 year experience, you know, headed up to our middle school program. I'm proud this year to say that we've got, what is it, 6 sixth graders? Oh, check. Yes, before we do that, holy. Yeah. Check this guy off here, mister. All right. Not that we forgot this young man.